What is up, everyone? This is Spire Fan. Had a great time at the September 2025 Pokemon TCG Highlander Monthly. I also want to report I currently have it looks like the July files in my Google Drive, but it looks like the files are having a hard time reading, could be corrupted. Obviously, we're hoping that it's not lost footage. I'm going to keep them stored in the drive, see what I can do. Regardless, July was a lot of fun. Brian was there. He's been keeping at it. Props to him. I did use the same deck as the month before, so that is archived on the website. And then Brian was using a pretty similar deck list. The general coverage is Brian keeps improving. He keeps pushing Volcarona level X, and I'm really proud of his accomplishments at keeping at it. Some people say that this format has a really high skill ceiling. That was the intention over 10 years ago now. Thank you to Vance Kelly, PJ Wallace, and Ryan Green for being my original testers there. So it's been a lot of fun seeing the game just kind of evolve over the years with what strategies people push and what they like to play. That being said, September was a lot of fun, and let's get right into the matches. We got a 3 out of 5 set, me versus Brian. I'm now playing, once again, the Blastoise Delcatty Mantine deck, built originally for Gage Hoover there. And the one big change I did is I added this is the new update with the new special energy for every type. So what happened is, leading into this month, we had an update where every single element, water, fire, grass, all 11 types now have their respective +10 and -10 special energies. Basically, strong and stone energy were made for every type. So I'm now playing 2 of the +10 water energies, and Brian is playing 2 of the +10 fire energies. Are both of our adjustments there, our changes in the deck. Anyway, I start out wanting to promote Mega Blastoise ASAP, understanding that Volcarona could be a setup sweeper, so I have to be super careful. I definitely going for some, trying to get a potential sweeper play here. With Mega Blastoise, you're able to hit the bench for increased damage. Double Launcher is able to do 90 thanks to the Mega to 2 Pokemon. You can't use the next turn. So I kind of calculated that if I can get a Double Launcher play at the end, that might be able to help swing some momentum. I do take that game 1. I had to be really careful about his Blaziken. Definitely a strong contender there. I start with Froakie going to Frogadier. I get Furfrou out. Going for, trying to get some pretty sustained damage, go for some disruption. If the opposing Pokemon has more damage counters on them compared to Furfrou, the damage is -50 done to it. So I definitely am, kind of trying to go for some wall plays here. Definitely trying to. One thing about fully evolved basics is they're ready to go, so I'm definitely trying to push that strategy of setting up on the bench while Furfrou's trying to do some damage and disrupt. He does get Volcarona level X with the new special fire energy that adds 10 damage, and Brian once again understanding how strong it is to constantly heal with Volcarona level X and continuously stream damage. I get Greninja out, trying to get some bench sniping here with Water Shuriken. Go up to Blastoise, get the Digwell here. Trying to accelerate some energy. Get an Aqua Press. Some of Brian's Pokemon are weak to water, some are weak to fighting. That's the thing about Highlander, is the weaknesses and resistances were designed to be pretty diverse. But I definitely saw that Volcarona was weak to water, so I'm trying to, push that. Especially with, again, how good Brian has gotten with using Volcarona as a setup sweeper. I am able to sustain, Blastoise throughout the game. Just trying to, keep it pretty healthy. Mega Blastoise, and trying to sustain good momentum. Game 3, I do start Furfrou Eviolite, so now damage will be -70 if the defending Pokemon has more damage counters. He sets up, Arcanine's got Torchic on the bench with Charcadet, looking pretty good there. I gotta watch out, because if I hit into Arcanine, I get burned. So just kind of calculating. I do have Mantine in the prizes, but Mantine and Delcatty actually have the same power circulation power if Mantine evolves from Mantike. So definitely kind of a coverage thing. You can prize one line and still get access to power circulation with the other. Get out Galarian Darmanitan, which attacks for 0 energy. You reveal the top 6 cards of your deck right there, top 5. For every water you flip, for each head, this is 50. For each tails, 1 damage to all your opponent's EX, 1 damage counter. So, kind of similar to Furfrou. You know, for no energy this time, you're trying to threaten some damage while setting up your board on the bench. Kind of with Furfrou with the DCE. Once again, I'm trying to sustain Galarian Darmanitan here, but Arcanine, had 3 energy ready to go. I do get the Colress, go for 9 there. Got Basculegion on the bench ready to revenge KO. He brings up Ceruledge with the Pokemon tool that will burn you if you hit into them. So I have to be careful here. I do play Warp Point, trying to play around there. Go to Greninja Break, getting that giant Water Shuriken, which lets you get 3 damage counters on the board if you discard a water and discard the top card of their deck. And then you can also do regular Water Shuriken. And then I use the new +10 special water energy with a DCE and another water to do Aqua Blast for 130. And that is the set. Thank you once again to Brian for joining. Props to you, man. You were telling me at this tournament how busy you've been, your senior year of high school. I know you heard about these tournaments because of my dad, who's a great teacher. And I'm glad you've kept at it. Seriously, we've had players that they'll try it, and at times they're worried about not doing the best. And I always try to tell people, just show up, play, do your best. It's like a fighting game. Reflect, learn, keep getting better. That's kind of the beauty of human input, and the beauty of human error in competitive games is opponents can capitalize off of a mistake. And sometimes as a player, you can turn your mistake into a new fortunate situation. So yeah, keep at it, man. Thanks for showing up. And always thank you to the pizza place for being awesome people. I look forward to seeing you guys in October. Have a good one. Adios.